Hi, my name is Amira Bello, and I like to call myself your Abacus math guide because you were interested in helping your young child develop early math mastery, and it's possible. I spent some time in Japan. I was able to see little kids do big math using an abacus, and I wanted to come back to the US and replicate it. And I realized that there were all kinds of barriers, including like the traditional abacus is just very difficult. Like it's hard. This is what it looks like. So you may have purchased one of these because you've seen kids using them and they were doing a lot of great math. Or you may have purchased one of these because somebody told you that the abacus is the way to go. Or maybe you picked up one of these. Either way, you had the best intentions for your child, but unfortunately, our culture is just not designed to use these. So I came up with something better. So today, I'm going to walk you through some of the basics of using your junior counter. So let's step inside our box. This is the box with math resources to help you think outside of the box with what to use. The first item that I'm going to go through today is our junior counter. So you may have bought one of these. This is the brand new junior counter. It's not the plastic one. I've upgraded. That's exciting. And within this bag, what you're going to pull out is something that looks like this. Let me explain what you're going to do or what it's used for. I'm going to make some space here. So I call it a 3-in-1, and I call it a 3-in-1 because this junior counter is the exact same thing as this, except I make the beads larger for children to better see, better use. There's a distinction between the color with each rod. You're not going to find that distinction here. And then what my junior counter can do, it's what they call adaptable. So it expands with your child's knowledge base as they become more comfortable with the junior counter. So the 3-in-1, you just saw two pieces, and this is the third. This unit right here, here's where I would not recommend that you start, but I just wanted to show you that you have your 3 rods with your sets of beads, and this is how you can expand it. And then the way that it's collapsible is that you just put this piece here. Now, is this end unit really important? It really isn't, because it's just for design, but what's really important are the beads. So when you start with your child, you want to start them to first, they have to name their junior counter. Why do you name your junior counter? Because math has to be emotional, right? We tell stories about characters, and kids connect with the characters and vocabulary and all that stuff through literature, but why take that away from math? That's another thing that I advocate for. Don't take the emotion out of math. So name your junior counter, give it a name, give it a funny name. We've had names like Banana, Princess Zinga, Infinity, Rubycorn. My students have had all kinds of names. I personally have named my junior counter Princess Anacaona, the freedom fighter. Right. You can look up Anacaona later. You'll also find that historical figures or name drops of historical figures are all throughout the literature, the books that I've put out, Math Adventures of Amir and Amira, all that stuff. But back to the junior counter. So you want to name your junior counter A, and then you have to learn the parts. But this video is just an intro video to the actual junior counter. So this piece takes your child through working with numbers 0 through 9. And you'll see in the videos how to put the junior counter in the position of 0 through 9. So once they master 0 through 9, and I tell parents that usually this is for the younger babies, 3 and 4-year-olds, this takes the longest, because once they can differentiate between a 9 and let's say number 4, then it becomes very easy to differentiate between the number 90 and the number 40. The next step is to put your frame end onto your 2 rod. The 2 rod covers numbers 0 through 99. So again, you'll have your child work with their junior counter, in this case, Princess Anacaona, and they'll learn the positions of 0 through 99. And why am I saying positions and not adding and subtraction? Because with this unit, as soon as your child is able to recognize positions and position the beads into number positions, then they're already adding and subtracting. For example, this particular unit, if I look at it this way with you, this unit is in 57. If your child understands your 50 and they understand the position of 7, then you say, well, how about you just change that into a 7? Well, they'll move your 50 out of the way, and then they know, oh, it's 7. And then you say, well, what did you do? And they'll say, well, I just took the 5 beat, the 50 beat away. They're subtracting. That's why I focus on the positioning, and you don't hear me talking so much about addition and subtraction, because that is something that is innate and it will come naturally. Third, you join both pieces together to have your 3-rod. You get it? 3 and 1. So let's say you have a 3, a 4, a 5, a 7-year-old in your home. Well, guess what? You have units that can accommodate all of them. You don't have to buy many of them. So here we have 3 units, and this unit goes from 0 to 999. So again, if your child is very strong with 0 through 9, then transitioning to 0 to 99 and then 0 through 999 will become easy. The components of the class that I add in addition to the addition and subtraction, children have to learn a couple of quick little formulas. And the formulas are because, for example, adding 1 to 4 is pretty easy, but making that abstract transition to 5 becomes a little bit different, and they have to learn some formulas. And when I say learn formulas, it sounds so technical, but learning formulas in my class sounds like, who are the friends of 5? Huh? 2 and 3 are friends of 5. Or number 500 walks around saying, I have no friends. And children start to recite these stories about 500 and finding his friend of 200 and 300. And they learn math through emotion. They learn math in a fun way, and they learn math with the junior counter, which is a super fun tool. If you have any questions, go to the website, reach out to me. I love to have one-on-ones. I'll walk you through this whole process. But again, get started with the ones. Have them learn the number positions, download any worksheets, buy one of the workbooks or a couple of the workbooks, and just practice, practice, practice. And this will help your child transition to the next grade, or this will help your child transition to the next math standard if they're in school, when they know the basics and they're able to calculate the basics quickly and mentally. Have a good day.
Be sure to go to www.mathjunior, that's mathjr.org, and pick up the junior counter and any other resources. Also, consider joining our Mighty Networks community of like-minded parents who desire to have their child start math with a positive relationship.